Yeah, we've been working on it for 6
I'm
months.
ask you more questions in a minute. Tim, let us know when you're ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Yes, sir. And action.
Oh!
Run.
Everybody wants to sit with Kit.
How are you doing? This is Kit Carson sitting here in front of Angelina's Pizza, and I talked to the rock stars, the heroes, and the gods. And tonight I've got a gentleman with me. Tell everybody your name.
I'm a rock star and a god. My name is Ed Swift.
Might be a hero to some, Ed. Some people might think you're a hero.
Well, we have some people maybe do. I don't know.
You never know until this airs, and then you'll find out. So, some basic questions. How long have you been in Key West?
I've been here in the Keys since I was 3, but I've been in Key West since I went into the 7th grade.
Wow. Has it changed any at all?
No!
It's almost the same, isn't it?
No!
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
Wow.
you know, Duval Street hasn't changed that much. It's always been, except when I was in business on Duval Street in the 600 block, you're not going to believe this, they had parking on both sides of the street.
Oh, yeah.
And Symington Street only went one way, that way, and Duval Street was one way this way.
Right.
So I guess that's a change. Then they decided that wasn't working, so they take the parking on one side of Duval off, and they make Whitehead Street one way.
Yeah.
And that didn't work.
Nope.
No.
They
And so every time our last mayor, she decided she's going to redesign Duval Street. And
Yep.
I thought to myself, I've been there, done that. What are we doing?
How many times have you seen Duval Street go one way that way or one way this way?
Twice.
Twice, that was it? I remember once. So I know it, and it never works.
No, it doesn't.
It never works.
Doesn't
you know?
work.
So if I was to say, what is your biggest accomplishment, what would you say that would be?
Well, I've been involved with building more affordable housing on the island than anyone else. Islander Village, Park Village, the units around the old dog track.
Right.
I was part of doing all of that, and I'm very proud of that.
How many units is that? That's a big project. That was a big project.
Probably 400 units.
Yeah, that was a big one. Of all the projects you've been involved with, what is the most favorite one that you do currently? I don't know. What is your favorite? What is your favorite of all?
Well,
Because you do a lot of different things.
the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum in Boston
There you
Harbor,
go.
on the original site of the Tea Party.
And that's part of the
That's
Historic Tours of America?
Yeah, and that's an incredible project.
The Boston Tea Party.
Yes.
And you don't you do the Alamo?
We have a building across from right across
Okay.
from the Alamo. Yes.
Right. How many cities are you in?
8.
8. Boston, San Antonio, Key West,
Savannah.
Savannah. That's half of them.
San Diego. We're going into Charleston.
That's your next city.
Yeah.
And what do you try to do when you go in these cities? Is it a historical thing always?
Everything. We're the nation's storyteller.
Okay.
We tell the story with the tours and with the attractions. And we have America's original wax museum in St. Augustine, Potter's Wax Museum.
Okay.
And we have the old jail. It's the oldest jail in Florida, in St. Augustine. And we like history.
What do you have in San Diego?
We built a beautiful marketplace in San Diego in front of the state park, and it was built from the original the original ballast stones out of the ships built the foundation. It was Father Aguirre's school for Indian children, and it's a magnificent structure.
Wow. I've been to San Diego, but I've never been or done your attraction there.
Well, you see, that's what's wrong with you, and I wanted to talk to you
Well, you found my shortcomings. You found them in 3 minutes or less. You found one of. I've been to every state in America except for one. How about that?
I haven't done that.
The only one I'm missing is Alaska. So a lot of people can't say that.
I've been to Alaska.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
There's a lot of other states I haven't made, and I probably never will.
Well,
you know, I'm getting old.
What are you, 56?
78.
78?
Yeah, me and Trump.
Wow. Well, y'all both are doing pretty good, I think. I can only aspire to do as good as you two when I'm 78.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Time will tell, won't it?
Time will tell.
Well, so on your Historic Tours of America, how many tickets do you sell a year?
I have no idea.
Millions.
I don't handle the counting.
That's a quite busy enterprise.
It is.
I mean, I just see in Key West what you do, and I mean, I know this is kind of the home of it all, but you're always, if there's people here, you're busy.
Well, if the tourism falls off here, which right now it's kind of
Yes.
slacker.
We're slack-tied for sure.
And, but we have the winter coming, and that'll be good. We have our snowbirds coming back in.
Sure.
Which is good and bad. We have those rich people
Yes.
escaping taxes.
Yes.
Moving in and taking housing away.
That's bad.
That's bad. But we have a tremendous push to get new housing on Sigsbee Park.
Oh, really?
On the Navy base. Yes, they give their people chits to go out and buy housing.
Sure.
But they compete with the working people here. And all I'm saying is if you're in the service, you ought to be getting housing on Sigsbee. They got room for another 400 units.
I'm with you, because they do take up a lot of housing stock.
Yes.
They do.
They do.
And
that pushes up rents.
Yes.
And a lot of people who can't afford to have their rent go up, they need assistance. And that would be the biggest single assistance we could get in Key West.
I was going to ask you, how can we help alleviate the problem?
Yes.
But that would be one way.
That would be the biggest way.
Was it? I've only been here since '85, and it's been a problem since I've been here.
Yes, and the problem is getting worse.
It's not getting any better.
No, it's getting worse.
It is getting definitely worse.
And you need the relief. If we can move the Navy out of the local housing and
Right.
into Sigsbee.
Right.
And Sigsbee's just this huge piece of property, and it's wide open.
Yeah.
And we need it for housing.
You're absolutely spot on. What about some of the shopping centers? Would it be possible to go two-story?
Well, there's some new state law that will allow some things to happen, but I don't know who owns the shopping centers.
Me either.
Well, I do know one of them, but they really, if you say, well, let's build on top of the shopping centers, it's a great idea. But to build on top of a shopping center, because I did it over on Southern Street, on Symington Street, you have to go down through the roof, down through the floor, down to bedrock to pour. You know how expensive that is? No, it's monumentally. You have to move the machinery in through the front door.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy as people say, oh, just build on top of the shopping center.
It's almost easier to tear it down and start over.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately.
It's not easier. It's expensive.
Yeah. It's a problem, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. I don't think. I think it's always going to be a problem.
Our company continues to work on housing.
Right.
We continue to work on having a place for working people to live, and that is, to me, if all the businesses got together, the Chamber of Commerce and everybody, and said to the Navy, look, you're welcome here, but we need Sigsbee. Got to have it. That would be a big deal.
All right. I think we'll see if we can start pushing that.
All right.
We'll work on that.
Do it.
I know as a small business owner, I have 10 units for my employee housing. I only have one that lives there, but it's available.
Well, we have a new ordinance that's moving slowly, and I hope it'll get passed with this city commission to allow dormitory type housing. That's one kitchen and
Wouldn't that
couple
4 bedrooms?
Yeah, 4 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, and then you have one kitchen and you have a bathroom for every 2 units.
I think that would be
It would be fabulous.
wonderful.
Fabulous.
I could develop Stock Island property and make it much better,
Well,
much nicer.
I built that type of housing years ago, illegally, and it's still running.
Right. Yeah, I mean, everybody would like to have their own place by themselves, but if you find the right 4 or 5 people, you can live together.
Yes.
You can share a common area.
Absolutely. And a backyard.
Right. A little bit of outdoor space is always nice.
Yep.
So you can get away. So I know you said that Charleston is your newest Historic Tours of America project. What else do you have in the works? I know you got
You
something
know,
else.
if I told you,
You don't have to kill me, do you?
I have to kill you.
Okay,
Sorry.
can you put that death off for like 50 years? We sign a contract. Kill me in 50 years if you're still around and I'm still here.
All right.
If you were a pizza, what kind of pizza would you be?
Oh, I would definitely be a pepperoni and double cheese and
Oh.
a thin crust, really toasted.
Well done, thin crust pepperoni with extra cheese. You got it. Well, Ed, thank you so much for being on the show. I know he's got more stuff to tell me, but we'll get him next time when he comes back. I promise you. All right, that's it for tonight's show. Thanks, Tim. Bye.